being justified to God instead of being justified by God.
Oh, yeah.
Big difference.
Yeah.
He's the justifier. We didn't have to be justified to him. He had to be justified by him. Right? Well, we had it as if we had to be justified to him. The whole thing's backwards. Now you can't really begin to see what justification is about from that perspective. You can't see it. He justified us.
Right.
Right?
Right.
What did he justify us from?
From sin and death.
From sin and death. Exactly.
Yeah.
I am so glad that God is big enough to do all
Yeah,
things. Because for a couple of weeks I've been telling you about going back and forth with one of my Facebook friends who's stating doctrinal statements from some mainline denomination. I don't know what it is, which one it is. But when I look at them, they're so completely filled with carnality. So not only is, I'm thinking, God's got to deal with those who aren't saved, but he's also got to deal with those who are saved and who are so screwed up in what they believe. It's not even funny. It's like, I read those things and I go, oh, no, that can't be right.
I know.
Yeah, it's like it
chafes you.
But you know what? You know what? The cool thing is, I was just rejoicing this morning, and I was just praising God for you and how well, through the Spirit, we have been learned, or I don't want to say trained, but how we've been persuaded of the truth.
Yeah.
And that the discerner really does discern well.
Yeah.
So that when you read that stuff, it's like, oh yeah, that's not right.
Great.
And to be able and to be able to then write down very cogently what is right.
Yeah.
To counter that. Now the challenge is those who write that look at it and go, no, that can't be right.
They're doing the
No. And then you repeat it again and they go, no. And then they finally say, I agree to disagree with you at this point.
Yeah, right.
So,
Right.
It's like we thought being justified from sin is God had to get out his anger with us about our sin,
Right.
and then he would let us in the house again.
yes, right.
That's how we looked at it.
Because we were so disobedient.
Right. But he was the one doing the justifying. And
Right.
really what's a profound statement is that Jesus is the Word made flesh about what justification is. So if your view of what justification is can't be seen in Jesus, then it's way off. Because it says Jesus was justified. Jesus had to be justified.
Right.
Well, how's that fit? He never sinned. Jesus had to be justified to God? See how when you start thinking of it like that, it becomes so obvious that it makes no sense?
Right.
No, he was justified by God. So he was justified from something. What was it? Death? The accusation at the cross? He was justified from that. Who justified him? God. So who was leveling the accusation? God or the serpent? I mean, listen, I don't know how much more clear it could be. Satan's name in Hebrew is Hasatan. Go look it up. Prosecuting attorney.
Right.
But he's got us thinking God's the one prosecuting us.
Exactly. Right.
And now we preach the whole gospel as if we're being set free from God being the one prosecuting us. It doesn't say, and they overcame God by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony.
Oh my gosh.
It says they overcame Satan.
Right.
He's the accuser.
Yeah, one of the statements today that I was talking about was the origin of sin, and that sin originated with man. And I thought, no. I went back to Isaiah 17. I explained clearly what it was, and it was still missed. But they now have a trick, like you said, God's the prosecuting attorney, and man is the evil one.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, we're the Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
My mind always was that they overcame, and I thought sin and death, not God, but by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony, which would be right.
That would be correct.
That would be correct.
Yeah. That would be correct.
Hmm.